And we're going live.
Change that stream key, huh?
I hope so.
Same.
Yeah, I did.
Yep.
I'm smart.
We live?
Mm-hmm.
That's good, man.
You guys feeling good?
I'm feeling pretty good. It's always weird when we do these in the morning or early. I guess it's not morning anymore, is it?
No, not now.
But it's just different, right? Like I feel like my brain hasn't quite caught up to the day.
That's why I'm putting R's in every word, and also couldn't start that sentence.
So part of the problem with this is like so it's a 15-hour difference
From London.
Well, no, it's only 6 from London.
Well,
because London's on GMT.
How do you just know those things?
What? Okay, Central Standard Time is GMT -6 or plus.
Oh
6,
yeah, I knew that.
One of the two.
That's the only one that I know.
And so we're 6 hours behind London, and then Australia is something like 15 hours or something crazy away from us. So like, we might be missing out on the old the down under crowd.
Oh, unless they're early birds. Unless they got babies.
They're waking up at 3.
It's already tomorrow there.
Yeah,
I think.
So it's Christmas there.
Yeah, it's Christmas.
Wow.
Merry Christmas, Australia.
Yeah. Can you say Merry Christmas though? Do you have to say Happy Holidays?
I don't care.
Fair.
All right.
It's Christmas.
All right, let's do the deal.
Let's do it.
It's Thunderheads with Brandon Soul, Rob Larson, Justin Wright, and the dark and stormy Jason Lewis.
All right. Welcome in to our Christmas Eve spectacular. We did this last year. We're doing it again this year. We're all dressed up, dressed to the nines, as they say. What does that mean, by the way?
No one knows, except for Justin, maybe.
No one except for Justin.
I'll look it up.
Okay, yeah, look that
there
up.
There it is.
He's looking it up. Jason's got a Spider-Man onesie on.
It returns for the second year.
Is this so have you worn it since last year?
I don't think I have.
Nice. You could be Spider-Man for Halloween if you wanted.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
Wasn't, though.
No. Well, still though.
I use it for other holidays, and it makes no sense.
Manny's looking fly, though. Look at that.
Dude, that guy is it's pretty awesome.
Good input. He's got the Christmas jersey from a couple years ago on. We're kind of just paying homage to that, I guess. That was cool, man.
Man, I'm sad about the Christmas jersey thing.
Totally agree. That's such a missed opportunity.
Do you think Nike's just trying to like give some time between the Adidas Christmas Day jersey so people maybe forget about them? And then they like bring their own. Because
it's been a hot topic though. Like people have talked about that. Bring back the Christmas jerseys. It seems more like stubbornness to me. More like, we're gonna do everything Adidas didn't do.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah.
But it's such a good opportunity to just say, hey, we can really. I mean, these Nike jerseys have been overall positive, I would say.
Mm-hmm. They've like everything they've done with the jerseys has been pretty awesome. It's just why not keep that one thing that was so cool.
Yeah, and put your own flair on it.
How do you not like free money?
Right.
It's just
more jerseys
easy
for
money
people to buy, and
exactly.
they're gonna buy them.
Oh yeah.
And it's got to just be because Adidas did it for so long.
Yeah.
But if there's so much pushback, but you're right, Justin. It's free money. It's easy money.
And now that there's 16 teams that have 5 jerseys, like I guess it makes sense. You want to push your other products that you make because there are only 82 games a year. Like we're not even getting the city jerseys as much as I think we should. So maybe that's part of it. Just like you
there's
don't want
too many.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't want to spread them out so much where it's like you forget about one of them.
I was actually thinking that the other day. 5 jerseys feels like a little too many to me.
Yeah, that's maybe it.
They're all cool for the most part, but that's just a lot. Like it's a lot to try to juggle because how many times are they wearing the cities? Like 6 times or something?
Yeah, it's not very many.
Why not more?
Right.
They're cool.
They are cool.
We're headed for a rebrand though. I think we all agree that like within the next few years we're getting a rebrand.
Can we just?
So it'll be.
You really think so?
I do, and I think we're going to end up with. I think the statements are definitely sticking around. I think there's a good chance the city jerseys are sticking around for a while. I'd love to see the city jerseys become the icon / association. I'd love them to use that Thunderbird logo that they have that kind of looks like a snowflake, but it's
that would be cool.
A lot like the National Guard logo. I want that to be the primary.
I think it'd be cool if they centered it around what's going on with statements and now what's going to happen in the earned. And you can alternate the blue-orange, however you want to do it, and then you can keep the white and maybe like think about a white jersey with the same OKC style font. That would be really, really cool. It'd be clean.
I want that now.
Yeah, because I think most people would agree that the standard whites and the standard blues are probably the worst jerseys the Thunder have right now, and they're the ones that they, I guess, wear the most. Maybe it's close.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they've been really rocking the statements lately, which I've enjoyed. But
is it a rebrand though if you don't change colors or anything?
I think so. Like my whole hope is that at some point they do away with the shield and use that OKC like this statement OKC thing or the native thing. Would either one of those I think would be cool.
The native thing seems like it seems more like a cool thing to an alternate thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'd be cool to have an alternate court for the native stuff and keep that jersey around all the time, and then have the statements in the earned as like what you were saying, like your main jerseys, and then have a floor for that, and that's the look. Like why not move forward with that, because it's so good.
That sounds
and
so
if you could
fun.
have a white alternate of the statement, that would be sick.
I want it. And to
There's
your point,
four right there, and
Justin,
beautiful.
They're starting to wear orange sleeves with their standard uniforms, like so it feels like they're kind of moving in that direction. Like we need to embrace this about us because it's actually pretty cool. We're onto something for once when it comes to our uniforms. We're onto something. Let's go towards that.
Agreed. I'm gonna start us a little Christmas music in the back here.
All right. Fun show today.
Oh yeah,
I wasn't expecting to get into uniform talk.
Keeping it festive.
Thanks for listening, though. No.
So they need Santa jerseys now.
Yeah.
No.
We have a fun, goofy show today. We're taking this one lightly. This is one of those shows for those people that have been with us for a while.
Yeah.
But you probably won't get. I feel like I need to talk to you guys.
It got a little vibey there for a second.
It did. This is one of those shows for you, those of you that have been with us for a while, and we appreciate you joining in. And I hope you and the family are having a nice holiday season.
A little NPR Christmas for you.
I feel like we should have gotten a like crackling fireplace bed as well.
Damn it!
No, I know. I just thought about it.
Can
right
you do
now.
it with your mouth?
We could have put a fireplace on your video over here.
Oh, that would have been good.
We're thinking of all these things too late.
Perfect. Way too late.
Next year, until we ultimately forget and it's Christmas Eve, and then we're like, oh, remember that thing we talked about last year?
Great.
All right, let me get back on it.
Oh, yeah. What we were talking about?
Crazy couple games for the Thunder. We're going to get into that. We're not going to just totally avoid talking about the Thunder. But, we're going to have a fun show today. So we'll talk about the Thunder. We're going to give some gifts to Thunder players, some real gifts, and some basketball-related gifts to the coaches, too, and the front office. And we're going to ask these fellas right here that I'm joined by. I'm going to ask if you guys are in or out on certain holiday traditions. Let's welcome in the YouTube crowd. Hope you guys are joining us today. I know you're probably with family or should be. Maybe you're ditching them. Maybe you're with your family and you're introducing us.
Put it on the big screen and they won't be offended maybe.
Surround sound us.
They'll be offended.
Uncle Jerry will be like, what is that? Who are these guys?
Who are these goofs?
Let's welcome you in. Glad to have you. Subscribe to the show where you can. Rate, review, 5 stars. Tell your friends. Hit that little thumbs up button. If you do enjoy the show, you can get in touch with us on Twitter and Instagram at OKC Thunderheads. And you can help this show out a whole bunch if you just click that link right below. You can donate to the show, give a little Christmas donation. Every little dollar you spend goes right back into the show, and we'd appreciate it very much if you'd be so kind to do that. Every donation, $15 or more, earns you a free shirt.
Is that the first time that's happened?
No, second.
Okay.
Manny's a little drunk or hungover or something, so he's not able to sit up very well today.
You guys ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
All right. Weird couple of games, right? Two wild ones.
Yeah.
Go down to the wire in both of them. Like I feel like the Thunder haven't had back-to-back games like this all year where they've just been nail-biters, edge-of-the-seat type games where it could go either way in the end. They pull out the one that I think they were less likely to pull out, and they lose the one they were more likely to win.
Yeah, it was very weird.
They kind of flipped the script there. Are you okay with the one-on-one? You feel okay with the way they played over these past 2 games? Or are you a little disappointed they didn't pull that one out last night?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, like you said, I kind of expected us to lose to the Jazz and beat Minnesota because it seemed like the Jazz were kind of getting their shit together a little. And but the way we started, like there were certain times in that game against the Timberwolves where it just didn't feel very good at all. Like that happened in the Jazz game, but yet I didn't lose hope for some reason in that one. And then in the Timberwolves game, I kind of was like, it doesn't have the right feeling.
Right.
Like it's just not there.
Yeah, there were stretches in that game where the Thunder just kind of looked a little out of it, and the Timberwolves were playing really well. Like, Wiggins had his best game of the entire season. Towns was playing well in the first half, and I think in the first quarter, those two guys outscored the Thunder alone.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, and if it's not for that terrible third quarter where Cat was sitting most of the game, like, or not most of the game, most of that quarter, like, and you let Minnesota kind of take you to task.
Yeah, he only played 4 minutes in that
which
quarter.
is really unfortunate. I mean, he had 4 fouls or something like that. Most of them were offensive. It definitely felt like the second game of a back-to-back, though.
Yeah,
that third quarter, which Oklahoma City's been so good in this entire season, they've dominated the third quarter. That's how they got the big win against the Warriors. That's how they pulled away and like blown teams out this season.
Right.
Is they've had that big third quarter. It wasn't the case last night, and they dropped a 3-2 on the second night of a back-to-back. They're undefeated on the first game, 5-0. Second game, they're 3-2.
That's pretty good though. You'll take that actually on the second game of a back-to-back. That's crazy though. 5-0 on the first night of a back-to-back. So really, in back-to-back situations, they're 8-2 on the season. You'll take that.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not bad, but at the same time, I think it is fair to be a little bit disappointed last night. Just like, if you look at it in a vacuum and look at 1-1 and like not really take into context like what those two games were, you're happy with 1-1 on a back-to-back. But if you just the way that those two games were, and like they shouldn't have beaten Utah, but they did, and then they did the exact same thing to themselves on the second night, like exactly what they did to the Jazz.
Right.
And it was just, you have to be better than that. And like there were times where the defensive intensity was, I think, lacking. And it really showed when, Minnesota was just hitting all the threes.
oh man. And then they got hot and they could hit anything, and it was impossible to stop them.
The script was flipped, right? It was like the exact game against the Jazz, except it was just flipped. It was done to the Thunder. And the thing why I think you could make a case that, wow, disappointing loss, bad loss, if you want to say that, is that the Timberwolves coming into the game had the worst road record in the entire NBA.
Were they 2-12?
2-13 on the road coming into that game, missing Derrick Rose, missing Jeff Teague, and they beat the Thunder at home fully healthy. So except without Andre Robertson, but
those things that makes it a little upsetting. When you think about that.
But there were some good things to take away from the game too.
Yeah.
A 38-18 second quarter where the Thunder said, "Okay, you know what? We got to play better," and they went, and it looked like, whoa, they're just going to take over this game, and they led by 10 at halftime, I think. Right? Yeah, they led by 10.
I remember coming out and high-fiving you because that quarter was a blast.
Yeah. It felt like it was in the bag, and then the third quarter started just slow and lost the third quarter 33-17, and from then on, it was just too much to dig out of. Like the Thunder just, they didn't get enough from Adams, and they didn't get enough from Schroder last night. Schroder was a -21 in the game, and I feel like when you look at that game going in, that's the team's advantage.
Yeah.
The Timberwolves are not a deep team. I mean, they're playing guys. They have Saric. They got a little deeper in the Jimmy Butler trade. I will say that. So they have Saric. They have Jang. But, look at the other names on their bench. Jared Bayless, he's 41 years old.
Also, never seen him play without a headband before. I was like, who the hell is this person?
Miniature Taj Gibson.
Yeah. I was very confused. I did keep thinking that. I was like, Taj just shrink? What's going on?
And he hit a couple of big threes that were, I believe, back-to-back that were in the third quarter that just kind of kept the onslaught going for the Timberwolves. And then Josh, I think is his name, Okogie.
Okogie? Yeah. That dude's pretty good.
He hit a couple threes, or 1-3 according to the box score. I don't believe it. I think he hit 4 or 5. But no,
Felt like it.
No, he seemed like he played a good game against the Thunder. So they got contributions where the Thunder, once again, kind of didn't. Nerlens Noel wasn't much in 18 minutes.
Yeah.
Man, this box score just screams Tom Thibodeau, though.
Yeah.
with 42 and a half minutes from Andrew Wiggins, just running his stars absolutely into the ground because that's the Tom Thibodeau way. But it worked out last night.
What do you guys think about that Abrines shot at the end?
I actually kind of liked it. I mean, it was a good look, and I kind of like trying to get him those looks in those times. Like, you got to give him that chance so that way when you need him later, he can come through for you.
Totally agree.
And he's had 2 chances in the last, did he have one in the
10
Jazz
days
game
or
too?
so. It was the Pelicans.
Okay. Yeah. And I mean, I feel like they both looked good. Like they weren't crazy offline or anything like that. And I mean, you trust him. You hope you can trust him to shoot threes.
So that's 3 game-winning attempts that we've had that I can remember. Maybe there was one or two. The Paul George one goes in, Well, I guess 4 if you count the 2 from last night. So the Paul George one goes in against the Nets. You win that game.
I think there was a Bulls one too that Paul George missed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. But then like the 2, they've run really good plays on all those attempts, and Russ is going to create so much attention, and defenses pay attention to him. And after Paul George hit that big shot against the Nets, I think defenses are going to be paying a lot of attention to him now, knowing that, like, okay, yeah, you know what? He's really asserted himself as one of the guys here. So there's going to be a lot more attention. They obviously know Steven Adams is going to be there. So you're going to be sucked into this pick and roll action, and that allows Abrines to be wide open, and he can hit those shots. I think you love that if you're a Thunder fan. I'd love to see lots of teams run plays for guys that are 3-point specialists that no one expects to do anything, and they hit those shots. It's just the 2 times we've seen it, it hasn't worked out yet.
Yeah, he's 0 for 2 in those situations, and we had a ton of Twitter questions negatively talking about that play and why do they continue to go to Abrines in these situations. You know what? Like, think back on old Thunder games and some last-second shots that this team gets sometimes, and they're terrible.
You want that Russ pull-up from the Jazz game?
Right.
No.
These are wide-open looks, and, yeah, he missed them. And, yeah, maybe you can't trust Abrines, but I love, like you were saying, Jason, that Coach Donovan has faith in him to knock down the shot.
Yeah.
And it's probably a little bit of, like, they don't expect us to go to Alex Abrines right here.
Right.
It's going to be an easy pass to make. Russ is going to be able to put it on target, and it's going to be such a clean look for Alex Abrines, who's had a lot of time in this game, played 27 minutes.
Yep.
So he had a little bit of rhythm just being on the floor.
The only bad thing is that he was 1 for 5 from 3 that night.
Sure.
Which maybe at the time 1 for 4. But
now that's been the thing with Abrines all year long. He's not consistent. He's not making shots like he needs to be making. So that's fair. Like you can criticize, I think, Alex Abrines as like you can criticize his play this year, but I don't think you can really criticize that final play because it was that's what he's supposed to do. Like that's if it's 6 minutes earlier in the game, that's a great play.
Right.
It shouldn't be any different if it's the
why
last.
Why should that change all of a sudden if based on the time? Which I mean, usually you want it. I mean, and it was a great look.
Yeah.
Like if he was covered or something, yeah, I would want him to pass out of it. But he was wide open.
Yep.
He gets paid to do this. He's got to hit that shot. That's what it boils down to. And well, if you think that they're going to be running that same play for Paul George, that's insane. What Joe Ingles did against Paul George, and granted there was a lot of contact that I feel like wasn't called, but that's a different subject. But someone's going to be draped all over Paul George in that situation.
Yeah.
So you're not running that Alex Abrines play for Paul George. It's going to be Alex Abrines, and like if he hits one of those or even both of those, it's a different subject. We're talking about how great Alex Abrines is.
Right.
How we should run that play
How he should be starting over Terrence Ferguson.
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So, but he misses it, and you win or lose based on how you make shots. Your narrative is shaped on how you make shots. He just missed those 2, but I think to completely like demonize him because he missed 2 shots.
Yeah.
To win games, that's unfair. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, go look at Michael Jordan's field goal percentage in game-winning shots, and it's not that good. Like game-winning shots are tough to make, and I understand the argument against it is, wow, these were wide open. These are shots, and so that's fair. That's fair. I just think it's a good play for Abrines, and I actually like running it. Paul George, speaking of,
man, that guy's good, huh?
11 for 24, 31 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Once again, 31 points on 24 shots, and what's weird about it is it felt like he didn't play his best.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's what's weird. At least at what we've grown accustomed to over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, it felt like this was kind of a game where there was spans of time where you were like, why isn't he making all the shots again?
Yeah.
Like, I thought that's what he just does now.
Right.
But, I mean, he played a really solid game. I mean, you really can't complain about anything he ever does.
The first quarter, he was sloppy. He had 3 turnovers in the first quarter and finished the game with 3 turnovers. So he didn't turn over the ball the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So, and I think that you could make an argument that's where the Thunder lost the game is that first quarter. You know, they fall behind by 10. They made that. Obviously, they go ahead by 10 at halftime, so it should have nullified that first quarter, but it clearly didn't. And this game was made up of some crazy runs. Like,
yeah, I think that third quarter, like he was saying earlier, like the third quarter killed them.
It did. It
was like 33-17 that quarter, but yeah, there was just insane runs on either end. And it was again like a lot like that Jazz game. But speaking of game-winning shots, like they tried to get PG that ball on that inbounds on the last play. And I feel like if he didn't fumble the pass there, that's the one thing you could complain about. He kind of fumbles the pass, and then Covington's just draped all over him. And
Yeah.
like there's no way that shot goes. If it did, that would have been incredible.
Right.
But,
And I wouldn't have been surprised somehow.
yeah, right. Yeah, just he's
There he goes again.
just him. Huh?
Covington made some big shots in the end of that game too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Like the Wolves just made some big shots, and the Thunder didn't make as many. And
Yep.
officiating,
That's how that works.
officiating didn't feel like it went the Thunder's way. Like I hate complaining about the officiating, but it felt. Man, there was just the ending play, and I haven't even seen the replay, so I could be way off on this. But Saric's 3 that he hit from the corner, that was such a big shot for them. And I had some beers at the game, so it's all kind of
Same.
it's a little shaky right now in my brain. But there was a rebound. I want to say Jerami Grant had the rebound, and he got clocked in the face, and it ends up in a Sarich 3.
And then he also got choke slammed by Taj Gibson at one point.
Yep, and he got called
And
for
got
that
called
foul.
for the foul.
And was angrily hugged by Carl. Actually, I think it was that same play that you were talking about. Angrily hugged by Carl Anthony Towns on one of those.
I don't remember that
rebounds.
part.
Yeah,
I also was drinking, so
And
I was not at the game, so I had great.
you had all the
view.
views.
Yeah.
And Steven Adams, gets clocked in the Kiwis again
Ooh,
and
real
gets
hard.
called for the foul. Like there was just some things last night where you're like, "Are
How
you
is
kidding
that
me
against
right
that
now?"
guy?
Like there's, and it went both ways a lot of the game. I think the officiating was bad both ways a lot of the game.
Yeah, no,
because
that's true.
There was a lot of, oh my god, they knew they made a bad call, and we got to call a makeup
We'll
call.
make him.
Now we got to do a
make it up
makeup
later.
call. And it's just, I hate that because now I understand the kind of the philosophy behind makeup calls, but it's so obvious that they happen.
Yeah.
And you're trying to correct a mistake, you're trying to even things out, but it mucks up the game, man, and it makes it just dishonest.
Right. Yeah. I don't like it. Like, just say, "Oops, I made a mistake," and then like call the game right from then on.
Except if it's the Thunder.
and then help us out.
Give us that.
But no, I mean, you're right. There was several calls that they made where I was like, that doesn't look like a foul at all.
Right.
And then they would some ticky-tack thing, like they would call. I'm like, what are you doing?
You know what I was thinking last night too is, it wasn't Steven Adams' best game. He only gets to the line one time, and it's been a recurring thing. We've had a lot of questions about it. What does he have to do to get a foul call? Like, this guy can't get a foul call. Obviously, he's super strong, and so contact doesn't really affect him much, and so maybe that's part of it. But here's what annoys me, is how often does Steven Adams pump fake and get a guy in the air and go right back up with it and doesn't get a call and might miss the shot? Why is that not a foul when you get a guy off the ground and create contact? But if you do it at the three-point line, you can jump straight into a guy
and
and
then
shoot it,
suddenly
and
it
it's a
is.
foul.
Yeah,
That's not right to me.
it's just the inconsistencies of all of it. Like, it
I mean,
drives me a little crazy.
Yeah, and I know they're trying to go towards a perimeter-oriented game, but you have to call it both ways.
Yeah.
Or the same in both places on the floor. Like, that's just unfair to the big guys that, man, he's working hard down there.
Yeah.
Like, and you're just not going to give him the same
Just because he's large.
same treatment. Yeah, just because he's big, just because he's close to the basket. But you can pump fake a guy, get him off the ground, and jump into him from the three-point line.
Steve should
Foul.
do that to somebody from the three.
No, no, because that means he has to shoot 3 free throws. You want that?
No, he'll only make one of them.
Yeah, well, he can't split the difference on 3 free throws.
He can make it
He'll
every
make
other,
one and a
every
half
other
of them.
one. So whichever way he starts, it could be really bad or really good.
I want to go back to the Abrines shot just real quick and touch on this because it was kind of brought up to me like, why not just go for the 2 there instead of because I feel like traditionally you play for overtime, like you go for the 2 at home, and then you hit the 3 on the road, like because you don't want to go to overtime. What are you guys' thoughts on that? And do you think that the back-to-back plays a difference there? Like, do you shoot
didn't
the
want more
3
time.
to win the game because?
I like the 3. And I think back-to-back comes into play, but it's not only the back-to-back. It's the fact that, check out this schedule the Thunder are in right now is kind of brutal.
Yeah.
Last night, 2 nights ago, Utah, 8 o'clock game on the road. Got to come home and play a 7 o'clock game on a second night of a back-to-back. Then you got to hit the road again and go to Houston and play a 2 o'clock game on Christmas on a day's rest after a back-to-back.
Yeah.
That's brutal. Like, I don't think it's fair to expect the Thunder to win tomorrow in Houston just because of that schedule.
Right, yeah. I mean, because
During the holidays,
just throwing
no
them
less.
off their regular schedule of like we're playing night game, like a 2 o'clock random game.
Right.
It's very odd, and
And
then all
so-
that travel in between it, it's just kind of brutal. But
Yeah, and I think like you can talk easy schedule. You can talk the Thunder have had an easy schedule, but you have to take those things into consideration too.
Yeah.
Like some of the travel and what you put a team through. We got to talk about Russ.
Let's do it.
Because that's the encouraging thing you take from this game, right?
Hooray.
Russell Westbrook was really good.
Yeah.
10 for 19 from the field, 11 rebounds, 10 assists, 23 points. 23 points on 19 shots. That's good for Russ right now. 4 turnovers. Pushing the pace, though, is what I noticed. He was getting to the rim. I want to pull up his shot chart, actually, but he was just getting out in transition. He was looking like the Russell Westbrook that we know.
Yeah.
Got to be encouraged by this, right?
Absolutely, man. I mean, it wasn't the 90% that I expected from him to this game, but no, I mean, I felt like he shot the ball pretty well. I mean, at least getting to the rim, his layups were going in. Mm-hmm. My main thing with him was at the end of the game, he did exactly what you want Russell Westbrook to be doing to close out a game. Like, he was just driving right to the lane. And
made a big layup that tied the game.
He wasn't taking stupid weird threes. What did he have? Like he took 1 3 and made it. That one pull up, and that's the kind of three you want him to take.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but it's a catch and shoot though.
Right.
Anytime he doesn't dribble, I'm like, shoot it.
And the way he was playing so decisively. I thought,
right.
Where I felt really confident in everything he was doing. Like he felt confident, so I felt confident.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could see it in the way he was playing, like driving to the basket, and just the fact that he's gone through these struggles shooting the ball. He has the confidence in a late game situation to go to the basket amongst the bigs and go finish a play and tie the game on one of the most, probably the most important possession of the game up until that point. That's huge. And that I think gives you encouragement alone that Russell Westbrook will be back. Mm-hmm. That shot will return.
So it worked, because we had talked about on the Aftershock, would it restore your faith in Russ if he has kind of a bounce back game against the Wolves? They didn't win the game, but he did bounce back as far as you seeing Russell Westbrook again.
I think so. I think it's a fair trade-off,
so
too.
he back.
I think if we'd asked everyone at this table, including Manny, before the game, if we would have taken a loss, if it meant Russell Westbrook would... Oh, my God!
That's a Christmas miracle!
Oh, did that get it?
Yeah.
Did the camera get it?
I hope so.
I'm not sure why it wouldn't.
How did that just happen?
That was amazing.
So for those of you audio-wise, I almost spilled my mimosa all over the table, but somehow caught it, and the drink went back into the cup.
It went up and then back down in. That was so amazing. It's a Christmas miracle.
I'm going to have to get that replay clipped out.
Anyways, so back to that. Oh, yeah. We gotta clip that one out.
Oh, yeah.
Send it to science museums and say, how did this happen?
Explain this physics.
It looks so great on replay.
Oh, yes.
Anyhow, Russell?
If I would have asked you guys before that game, would you trade a loss? Would you take a loss in the Wolves game if it meant Russ would have a good game and it would be a really encouraging sign for him going forward? I think a lot of people would answer yes. And we got that. And the thing with Russ, so 1, 2, 3, 6 of his 19 shots were outside the paint last night, and 1 was right on the block. So consider that a paint shot. So really, 5 of his 19 shots and 6 of his 19 shots. Let's keep it that. So, and he was 2 for 6 on those shots. Everything else was in the paint, and he was buckets.
Money. Yeah.
That's huge. That makes me feel good about it.
Agreed. And it was kind of weird. Was it Rob that said that in the chat last night? He was like, every time Schroder was in the game last night, I was like, please put Russ back in.
Yeah.
It was weird, because that had been the opposite almost all season. It's like, I kind of would like Schroder to be out there with him at least.
Yep.
Just so they had somebody to maintain the offense.
Well,
but
Schroder was a minus 21 and Rob plus minus last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a time, I think, the beginning of the fourth quarter, and I think I told all you guys too, I was like, all right, ready for Russ to get back in the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Schroder just was not playing very well, man.
Yeah. He seemed a little off.
Lazy passes, lazy shots, just, I don't know. One of these days, those two are going to have a monster game together, and it's going to be so fun.
That'll be fun.
It's going to be so fun. You guys want to give some gifts?
Let's give some gifts.
All right. Woo! Woo!
Both. Woo.
Tis the season, you know. I don't really know how we want to do this. We're going to go alphabetical order. We did a little random Secret Santa drawing.
I did it wrong.
And we, Jason somehow messed it up.
Surprise,
The
surprise.
instructions were so clear. They were just so clear. We each have 6 players to give a gift to. We're going to give a real gift, like a physical, real, something you would really give someone at Christmas. And then we're going to give a basketball-related gift. Maybe it's the power to shoot the ball well, or the power to, I don't know, whatever.
So I kind of did it right, but on accident.
So let's start with Alex Abrines, who Jason drew.
I got him.
What you got for old Al?
So I'm going to give him a couple gifts here. A little gift set.
Okay.
I'm going to give him a little beard oil, for his little beard there.
Yep.
Wolverine action figure.
Oh.
Because he looks like Wolverine. Like a little miniature one. A Bowflex also. You remember those commercials with
Bowflex?
You gotta give him a Bowflex. He's got to bulk up.
He needs resistance training. Yeah.
And then for the basketball thing, just some confidence, bud.
Yeah.
Just needs that confidence back.
I'm with you. I would have given him a gift card to Scissors and Scotch because I think that he needs someone to style that hair of his.
Solid.
In today's NBA, man.
You gotta look fly.
You gotta look good. You gotta look good, and
sometimes,
he doesn't.
Sometimes he looks
not a
scraggly.
super stylish fella.
He kind of pulls a me and just goes scraggles for a while.
Do you think this works adverse to him in getting calls?
If he looked better?
Yeah. No, would that help him?
Oh, because the refs are like,
right.
I noticed that guy. Looking good, fella.
Yeah.
Forcing the air in the whistle.
I won't
partner.
call the foul now. No?
No, maybe not.
Right.
Who's next?
Steven Adams, which is me.
I know what this is going to be.
I'm also getting him a gift card to Scissor. I'm just kidding.
No, you're getting him T-shirt of the month from Awfulus.
There you go.
That's what you're getting him.
That for sure. I don't know if they
Sneak
make a size
'em in.
big enough.
Probably
Yeah.
not.
Shameless advertising for the sponsors.
Merry Christmas,
I'm
everyone.
gonna get him some MFing closed-toed shoes. No one's trying to see those big, nasty, burly toes, dude. What do you think his toenails look like?
Don't want to see them.
I don't either. But I bet.
But if you're wearing those shoes, you gotta make them look okay, right? You can't just be walking around with some gnarly.
Do you think he cares?
You're right. He probably doesn't.
And his basketball gift, I got him a place in the All-Star game because this dude deserves it. And
those were golf claps.
Would you, as a fan of the team, would you sacrifice a Russell Westbrook place on the All-Star team for Steven Adams to be on there?
I kind of don't want to.
No? You would?
But you probably would.
I think
Most
I would
people
too.
Yeah, so I'm from a psychological standpoint, I think for Steven Adams it means, oh, you know what? I finally arrived. All that hard work I've put in just means I need to continue to work harder because my accolades have finally gotten there.
Accolades.
For Russ, I think it lights a fire under his ass. It's just like, they don't think I'm
he
good
gets
enough to be
snubbed?
an all-star? Okay.
I like that.
Ooh, a snubbed Russ would destroy the earth.
Also, would he dunk on Adams in practice for sure?
Yeah.
Get ready for 35, 15, and 10, or 35, 12, and 15 Russ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a fun Russ.
I like this.
Woo!
I like this.
I'm back on board. You flipped me over.
Oh, all right. Did you guys see his response?
How did you not get him a cup for his boys?
That seemed too obvious.
He needs one, though.
The spiked cup.
I'll get him one.
Yeah.
So everyone's feet and knees get impaled on the
Yeah, that's what he needs.
Yeah.
Did you guys see his response when Eric Horn asked him
About his boys?
No, about what it would mean to him to make the All-Star game this season.
Oh, I didn't see that. What did he say?
He just shook his head no for a while. He was like, I don't care. He just said, I don't.
He really
doesn't. Just like,
doesn't.
what a response. Like, he doesn't. He doesn't. He could care less. He probably doesn't want to. As many people have noted, he just wants to stay home, take that week off.
I really do think that if he did get it, though, I think he'd realize what it meant. I think that entire weekend would definitely help out.
Yeah,
but
that
yeah,
would
it
be
cuts
cool
into
for
his Fortnite time.
That's
Right.
true. That's true.
But it's true. I think that's a good point, Justin. Like, you go there. Where's it at this year?
Charlotte?
Charlotte?
Maybe? I think it's Charlotte.
I was just-
I'm looking it up. By the way,
Yeah, good.
MJ was 45% on game.
No
winning
way.
shots.
Damn, he's good.
LeBron's
Way to just ruin my argument.
LeBron's 47, but that's still sub 500.
That's crazy,
That's
though.
a
That's
little
like
bit-
a really good
That's really
percentage on-
impressive.
That is really impressive. But I think that's a good point. Like, you go to All-Star Weekend,
Charlotte.
and you're
Nailed
there,
it.
and you're there. You go to Charlotte.
We knew.
That's probably why you didn't want to go to Charlotte.
Yeah.
Who wants to go to Charlotte?
I've actually heard it's nice.
Nah, I bet it is
I don't
nice.
know anything
I'd like
about
to
it.
visit Charlotte. I really turned around there. But you go there, and you're with Russ, maybe you're with your teammate Paul George, and you guys are there together. That's probably really cool as it is. Then you're there with LeBron, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, James Harden, Antetokounmpo. All these.
So you're there with the Warriors.
Joel
And-
Embiid. All these
and
amazing
Giannis.
players, though. Like, I would imagine you walk in a room and you're like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, this is pretty awesome that I get to be a part of this. And when his career's over, you look back on it and
And that's
say,
pretty special. Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Agreed.
Deontay Burton, I also
You again.
I also drew him.
Are you just all the rest of them now?
I got him a dietitian. And I'm not saying he's fat or anything. I'm not saying that. But I just think he could have a pretty decently long career in the NBA if he eats right and if he stays in shape. Because he's a naturally big dude, right?
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that's going to be hard to keep that weight down as he gets older. It's just going to be. He's just a naturally big dude. Eat right, exercise right, keep playing, man, because I like his game. I think he could have a long career. And then basketball-wise, I'm just going to get him a knockdown three-point shot.
Yes.
Imagine how good he is.
Damn, he'd be so good.
If he's money from distance, he's already a good player.
Agreed.
Next is Tyler Davis.
Whom?
He's one of the Thunder's two-way players. We're knocking these guys out early. Justin, you drew him, right?
Yeah, I did want to look this up.
Tough to buy for.
He's been in the G League quite a bit this year. He's averaging 17, 12, and 12. And 2.
Damn.
17, 12, and 2.
Wow.
Which that's
not as good as 12 and 12, but all right.
So I'm on the Russ train there. But, yeah, 17, 12, and 2. He's a big man. He's leading the league in double doubles in the G League. So he's having a pretty good season. I like to see that. I'm glad he's really confident down there. But I'm getting him some really nice beer because I like beer and I'd like
old
to
enough?
share.
Is that what you got,
I'd
everyone?
like to share some beer, and in May he turned 21. So
okay.
I feel like it's that first Christmas where
Coming of age, you get beer for Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely. So I thought
like
that would be
that.
appropriate for him.
That is.
Do you have a particular type
Hard to buy
picked out?
Oh, I'd have to talk to him and kind of
See what
consult
his
him, yeah.
tastes are.
And when people are hard to buy for, you typically buy them things that are of your expertise.
Yeah,
Right.
And that's what you're doing here.
I like it.
try and
Do you have any
share.
more of that champagne over there?
And then as far as basketball, speaking of confidence, he's got it in the G League, but I'm getting him confidence for the NBA level.
I like it.
I want him to have the confidence to be a big man because maybe Nerlens doesn't stick around.
If he keeps playing with confidence, he could be the next Dakari Johnson.
Hopefully better. But yeah, but he
Hey,
can,
not in China, though. He's amazing in China. You guys heard about that?
he can
We told you.
score and rebound at the G League level. I'd like to see that translate. So I want him to play with some confidence.
I like it. Yeah, he's been really good in the G League and hadn't had really any opportunity with the Thunder so far. They like him, though.
He got like a minute. I was off.
I still heard you. Thanks for reiterating. Next is Amadou Diallo, also drawn by Justin.
I'm getting that man a trampoline.
Ooh.
Because I think of anyone on this, like he would invite Terrence Ferguson over all the time, and they just bounce around on the trampoline for hours. That would
that
be
energy
that
out.
would be so much enjoyment for the two of them. Or just Hamadou's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. Kind of tired of video games. I'm gonna go jump on my trampoline for the next 4 hours.
I'ma know what I'm gonna do.
Oh,
I'm gonna go jump on.
Hey, both benches just got warned. And then for basketball, kind of like what you were saying, but I'm going to be a bit more specific. I want a corner three. I like that corner three. I like how it opens up the way this offense can operate if they've got to knock. Like Jerami Grant's been great, but he's also a 4, so sometimes I feel like it's hard for him to kind of step out, whereas a wing naturally finds himself in that corner pocket. So I'd love to see him develop that corner three because that could be a really deadly weapon for this team.
I feel like the Thunder are the only team in the NBA that would take a chance on a guy like Amadou Diallo without a real three-point shot, without a three-point threat in his arsenal, and say, well, we like that you just go do all the other things that big guys actually do, and our big guys will go out there, and you go in here. I don't know. It's just funny. Like the Thunder value athleticism and just playing hard more than any other organization, I think.
Yep.
Next is Billy Donovan, also drawn by Justin.
I'm never talking again.
So, yeah, I got all the D's.
I bet you do.
For Billy Donovan, which he probably has one of these anyways, but a really nice stereo system that fell off the back of a truck.
Oh.
Because clearly he's involved with some sort of mafia.
Correct.
that I don't
That's
know
correct.
about.
I like the little.
Runner up there was I was going to get him some cannolis, but he had to leave the gun. A little Godfather reference for you.
Never seen it.
We should watch it together.
For Billy Donovan, kind of a la Amadou Diallo, I just want him to have a reliable shooter, man.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he gets a 3-point shot.
Well, I don't know how he played back then. I've never seen the
Look him
highlights,
up.
So, but yeah, no. For him to have a reliable
Highlights.
reliable
Never
shooter
misses.
on this roster, I think it makes his offense work a lot better. His defense has been great this year. I think he's put in a system. All the guys have bought in, and they're playing absolutely elite defense.
Yep.
Yeah.
That offense is clearly the issue. So another shooter, I think, really kind of picks everything up.
I think Billy Donovan would love that gift.
I agree.
Yep. Next is Raymond Felton, who I had to buy for. Big old Ray.
Oh, Thick Daddy Ray.
I got him an edible arrangement, but it's not your. It's not.
It's burgers instead of
Yeah,
fruit.
it's like real food. It's not fruit. It's like there's burgers.
It's like sliders.
There's bacon.
That's a good idea for a business.
Yeah, there's pizza on there, French fries, gyros, gyros, however you want to say it. Meat sticks.
Meat sticks. Gotta have them.
Oh god, I love meat sticks. And then basketball wise, I gave him a power. I gave him because he's not really getting on the court very much, so I gave him the ability to give what he possesses to someone else, and what he has is sturdiness. And so if he can give his sturdiness to any player,
Deontay Burt.
for 5 minutes oh my god, he'd be the sturdiest player of all
He
time.
would be immovable.
So if he can give his sturdiness to any player for 5 minutes a night, well, like 5 minutes per game, any player. So you could give it to Schroder. Imagine sturdy Schroder. God,
That's a good one.
he'd be lethal. Imagine Abrines, sturdy Abrines. You know,
Terrence
and he's
Ferguson.
looking good
Running
because
through
Jason's.
people. Yeah, he's all styled up.
Yeah, and then even Nerlens maybe. Can use
Abrines
that.
is making out like a bandit in this situation.
Yeah, he's having such a good Christmas.
Is it like a Space Jam thing where he's like got the basketball and like
Yeah, he kind of transfers it through
and
the
then
ball.
He gives
I like
someone the
that.
basketball and
That
yeah,
can
they
work.
pick it up.
Sure, whatever works. Next is Terrence Ferguson. Justin, what'd you get him?
A set of weights because that kid really needs to hit the gym.
Can't make your hips any bigger from weights, though. You know?
No, you
He's just
can't.
a-
But and look, his body's bigger, but I just continue to develop that NBA body. Like his defense is so much better, but if he puts on another 10 pounds of muscle,
Yeah.
or even 5 pounds of muscle, I think his defense makes a huge leap. Just
Get him
with
some of
that
them
strength.
those leg weights to just walk around on all
Ankle-
the time.
ankle weights?
Yeah.
Could have got him Giannis's number, because did you guys see that Antetokounmpo has gained 51 pounds of muscle since he came in the NBA?
Yeah.
That's
I saw that yesterday.
insane.
That's crazy.
51.
Go look
Yeah,
at pictures
it's like
in his
the-
rookie year,
the
and
before
now
and after
it's
is like,
insane. Like it looks like his bones doubled in size.
Yes. I don't even know how that's possible.
So crazy. So you got to get in touch with his trainer,
Yeah.
everyone he's associated with. Terrence Ferguson.
Steal him.
That's what you do. Yeah, steal him.
And for his basketball thing, an elite backdoor cut.
Ooh.
That's
God,
good.
that'd be fun.
That's good.
Because he's doing all right at cutting lately.
That's a thing that
Here and
Thunder have
there.
been missing too. That Andre Robertson weak side backdoor
Oh, yeah.
alley-oop. Oh, I miss it.
Oh, speaking of Dre,
When he made that.
I almost teared up.
Did you?
Yeah.
I did tear up.
If he would have just
If he just
Reveal-
ripped his clothes
yeah.
off and had his jersey under it.
revealed it, I'm back, baby. Oh, what would you have done? I mean,
think
that
that-
place would have gone
That building would have gone
mad.
nuts.
That's what the Thunder have to do. Keep it
That's-
quiet.
yeah,
and when
that's-
he, and
that's
when he
the
comes
reveal.
back, yeah,
Oh, I like that a lot.
be so good.
Someone call someone there. Anybody got a number?
I don't know. Next,
They listen.
Paul George, Justin, you drew him too. You drew everyone. You are poor right now.
You've got
In
a
this
lot
situation.
of presents to buy.
Don't worry. I'm about to really go into debt with this one.
Oh no.
So I really like Lake Tenkiller. My parents have a place out there, so I'm getting Paul
Humble brag.
George a lake house at Lake Tenkiller.
Nice.
Because he
Very
loves
nice.
fishing.
He earned it.
You are
It
doing
would-
well for yourself.
It'd be great if he had a lake that he consistently go to and like.
What a gift, though.
Yeah.
Just a house, dude.
Here you
It
go,
was-
bud.
It
Merry
was either
Christmas.
that or a bass boat.
Yeah.
But maybe you can get them both if you're
probably
this
has
well
that,
off.
though.
Like,
yeah, he probably has that
yeah,
bass boat.
he definitely has a boat.
And he might not even know what Lake Tenkiller is. So this is like, hey,
Yeah,
go check it out.
educational. You could be a guide for him for the day.
Yeah.
You know, throw a little personal touch on that house.
Sounds like a selfish
the
thing.
house wasn't enough.
Oh yeah.
You're just using it so you can get what you
All
want.
my
Hang
gifts.
out with Paul George.
All my gifts are
Fish
selfish.
with-
And then for basketball, I got him the clutch gene.
Oh,
What
dude.
are you saying?
That was a little.
No, well, I'm saying like for late game shots, like especially
You mean-
after last night, like you can't fumble that inbounds
Yeah.
and then put up a tough one. Like I want to see him like just every time he's got the ball with 2 seconds left, you're like, well, we just won the game. That's awesome.
Yeah. He had he did have a couple big shots last night though, late, and he had some
Sure did.
big shots late in the Jazz game. But yeah, nothing like 20 seconds left or anything.
Yeah, no, it's more of a game winner clutch chain,
Yeah,
not just like, obviously he's been fantastic, but
I got you. Jerami Grant, who I drew, I got him. You know, he's hard to buy for because what does he need? I don't know. He's a quiet fella. He's like a
cool dude.
Yeah, you don't know much about Jerami Grant. He's been with the organization for a few years now. So I just got him a thank you card, and it just says
A lot not as good as a house.
Thanks for being you, man. Just thanks for being you and believing in us and re-signing here. I'm just so happy he's on this team. I say it all the time. He's just such a huge difference maker. I'm sure the Jazz have noticed that these 2 games. Like, oh, when Melo's not on the court, that guy's on the court instead. That makes a big difference.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah. That's a lot harder.
He's
for
better.
us.
Could you guys go ahead and re-sign Melo? Thanks. Sign the Jazz.
Right. And then basketball-wise, I got him a reliable hook shot in the lane, a sky hook. And what's funny is I made this gift. I bought this gift before last night's game, and he hit one last night in the lane. That shot's unstoppable. It's unblockable, and if he can make that shot and he gets to the lane
beautiful.
at will.
Yeah, because he can just wrap around people.
Man, he'd be so good.
Still get him that, though, because if he develops one on his own, then he can re-gift it
Ooh, give it to somebody else on the team. I like it.
That's good.
to someone random like Diallo.
Next is TLC, Timothé Luwawu-Cabarrot. Jason, you're finally up.
He's French, right? So I just got him a bunch of French stuff.
Fries,
Just got him a beret, a baguette, some wine, some cheese.
croissant.
They like that.
Hey, you're an American, so here's a bunch
Yeah.
of American stuff. Well,
Yeah.
you're French, you get French stuff.
What an
That's how this
insult of a gift.
I figured he was
Hey,
homesick.
you're French, right? I don't know.
Have this.
I don't know how this
Hey,
works.
Thank you, bud.
Hey, Joe Ingles, I got you a boomerang because you're from Australia.
And then for basketball-wise, just a consistent layup that goes in. just make them, okay? Maybe you'll see the floor more. Moving on.
Perhaps. Abdul Nader, also Jason. You got some doozies here.
Cracker Barrel gift card, bud.
Why?
That's right.
Why?
Because I don't know anything about this guy, and who doesn't love Cracker Barrel?
Well, they're okay.
Well,
They're
you-
corn. Good. Good some home cooking.
Yeah,
at Cracker
and
Barrel.
if he didn't want to spend it on the food, he could just buy himself a nice rocking chair from out front.
Or some knickknacks.
Yeah, you gotta
Whole
get
mess
some
of
knickknacks.
knickknacks. Everyone needs the knickknacks.
That's
Well,
right.
What about that open space in your home that he surely has? Like
Yeah.
he's making $1 million plus.
Yeah, he's got plenty of room for that.
you know.
I don't even know what to do with him basketball-wise. Just be better.
I think that's a good gift.
Yeah, he's 10% better.
Yeah.
In all categories.
Next is Nerlens Noel, who you also drew 3 in a row here.
Yeah. So for him, I got him a hot dog maker. It's obvious from his love of hot dogs last year.
What is a hot dog
A
maker?
little hot dog cooker. There's like it's a
Little
thing.
rotisserie thing.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
thing.
like you see in.
I saw it pop up on Amazon one day, and I was like, well, that'd be perfect for old
Based
Nerly.
on your search history, Jason.
You love hot dogs.
Sure.
Here it is.
Hot dog maker.
Yeah, so I'd share it with him, obviously.
Okay.
And then also just some Billy's respect, you know,
I like it.
and some more minutes. They
Yeah,
kinda
those go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, poor guy.
This is what we're gonna see from Nerlens the rest of the year, right? I mean, he's not gonna top 20 minutes very often unless we see foul trouble from Adams.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you think
But
any
in the
part of him
playoffs-
is kind of upset? Do you think that this, like, obviously they must have communicated this with him, right? To say this is what we're looking at here going into the season, and he chose Oklahoma City. I don't know. I wonder how in line his role with the team right now is with what was presented to him before he signed with the Thunder.
I also think that, like, you choose Oklahoma City for the culture, and two, I mean, despite the fact that, like, maybe he's not playing as many minutes as he would have liked to, he's still getting out there. He's been able to showcase his abilities, and that's going to get him a big payday come next year. So, like, yeah, I can see what you're saying a little bit, but I also think, like, you have to take this within context. Like, he's definitely gotten a lot out of it compared to what he was getting on any other roster. And once again, like, people talk about the culture of Oklahoma City. Like, that's something that's known across the league. That, like, this team, this franchise has such a great culture of developing guys.
It's a winning culture, too.
Not just on the basketball court, but, like, off the court as well. Like, what they do with their players and how they create, like, this family atmosphere. And so I think that's a big thing as well.
Yeah, I'd agree. Next is Patrick Patterson, who I also wanted to pose the question, very similar to what we just answered.
Back?
Do you think Patrick Patterson? Yeah, is he back?
Maybe.
He hit two
Hit
threes
two
last
threes?
night. That
It
felt
was nice.
good. That did feel
That's
good.
more than 0.
Yeah, I liked it.
He back.
I like it.
He's back.
He back.
He
baby.
back. Look at that.
You see that, Justin? He was back.
Stamp it. Stamp it. It's official.
Wait, so
Notarize it.
Russ and Patrick Patterson back.
Both back.
Back.
One
Both
game.
back. Official.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Yep.
Ooh. Thank you,
Ooh.
Santa Claus.
That's all I wanted, to be honest. No.
What were we talking about?
But to be serious, you guys see that story on the news the other day? Not really. I'm not going there. Patrick Patterson, I wanted to have the same conversation that we just had on Nerlens Noel. Do you think a part of him regrets signing with Oklahoma City? Because he did a 2+1 in Oklahoma City. He has a player option next year, and right now he looks like that player option is going to be an overpayment. It's somewhere around
You gonna take that?
$6 million. I mean, is there a part of him that says, man, I just don't fit here. Like, I just can't find my rhythm here. One thing you see with Patrick Patterson is if it's a play that has, like, 3 or 4 passes before the ball gets to him and it finds him in the corner and it's such a beautiful basketball player, he usually knocks down the shot.
Yeah.
But if it's like one pass in transition, you dump it back to Patterson, and he's open, but it's just not like your standard go through the entire play and then get it to him. He misses it. Like, I don't know. He's very... it's hard to put that into words for me, but I do wonder if there's a part of him that kind of is bummed out. He regrets a little bit that he signed with Oklahoma City.
I think we'll find out with that option.
Anyways, I got him a time machine to go back in time. And
Be better.
And then basketball-wise, I just take your pick. What you want? I mean, the ability to make a positive difference on the floor is what I got him. I mean, he had a good game last night, and I bought these gifts before the game.
Yeah.
So.
And you're just now giving them to him, but they were purchased.
Next is who?
Samuel Presti.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, Sammy.
I got Sammy a bottle of Old Fitzgerald bourbon whiskey, aged
classy.
9 years.
Nice.
It's a very rare whiskey, and it's a $500 bottle, and I just think he earned it. But there's one stipulation. I get to have a glass with him, and I get to ask him whatever I want during that glass.
And he has to answer truthfully?
And he has to answer truthfully.
Nice.
This would be hard. This would be something you'd have to prepare for.
Yeah, you'd have to think about that one. Have to bring up that Harden trade, wouldn't you?
You'd have to at some point bring up the Harden trade.
The Kevin Durant situation, really dive deep into it?
I would say, where do you think, like, if you had to point to one single thing with Kevin Durant, where do you think it went wrong? Why do you think he left? Like, what? And what do you think his answer there would be? Because I tend to think it would be, I just think that's who Kevin is. Like, that's he.
Right.
No matter what we would have done, I don't think he would have stayed.
I saw something about him. KD said something yesterday where he's like, the plan from here on out is just to stack money and play basketball. And I was like, okay, well,
he's such a douche.
This is why people don't like you, if you were wondering.
Go ahead.
So part of me with Presti thinks that he would just look at you, say, "Scared money don't make none," then chug the whiskey and then walk back into his office and not answer anything.
Oh, I love that.
I think with the Kevin Durant situation, I actually think that he would answer completely honestly. I think they were too casual with it. Yeah. I think they had the expectation that Kevin Durant was coming back, and so I think they played it with a little bit of hubris. Like, we don't have to try as hard because he's coming back, and so like they didn't go full out to try and make this happen.
To me, it feels like a situation where, like, say you're in a relationship, boy and girl, boy and boy, girl and girl, it doesn't matter. Whatever, you're in a relationship, and your partner you feel very comfortable with, but you're just not paying enough attention. Like, you're just not paying enough attention to their actions, and maybe they're not happy. Yeah. But you don't realize because you're kind of self-absorbed, and you think everything's all gravy.
Right.
And then one day you find out, and you're like, well, I didn't know. Like, I had no idea you were unhappy. You've been unhappy for 6 months? And I think that's kind of maybe what happened. And I wonder how much, with the Paul George thing, I wonder how much that plays into, like, they use what they learned in the Kevin Durant situation and use it on Paul. They had to have, right? Yeah. There's so many similarities there a little bit. And one thing, you take a look at how Paul George is playing this year compared to last year even. And what an investment Sam Presti and the Thunder have made into that guy. Because you trade for him in a very risky situation. and you know they go, I think that guy can thrive here.
Right.
I think that he can become
He's
the
the
best
perfect
he can
guy.
possibly be here. And they're proving that they were dead on. They were exactly right, and they were able to instill that belief in Paul George to get him to stay.
Yeah.
And now Paul George is playing with more confidence than he's ever played.
Yeah, and I honestly think that was part of the one reason that he stayed was they took a huge gamble on me. Like he said that in that ESPN documentary. Like that dude really took a risk.
When people believe in you like that, like
that
you
means
gotta,
a lot.
You got to invest in those people too. Like it goes both ways.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Where are we at here? Oh yeah, I got to get Sam Presti a basketball gift. So I got him the ability to bring in the top buyout candidate this season. Whatever that top guy is, I want the Thunder to be able to get him.
I like that.
The Thunder are always in the mix for some of these top buyout guys. You know,
End
they're
up going elsewhere.
because the Thunder are always in the playoff mix. They're always in one of those home court playoff mixes. Here are some guys that come to mind that I think are potential buyout candidates. And I wanted to bring
Listen
this
up, folks.
last podcast, but I didn't. Yeah, this will be good. I think a lot of people like this.
Cozy
Damari
Bud.
Carroll. If the Nets suck, they've been playing well. But if they suck and the playoffs aren't looking good, they have a lot of talent on that team. They're a pretty deep team. Damari Carroll, I think, could be an interesting fit on the Thunder. I don't know that it'd work out, as any buyout candidate might not, but I think it'd be an interesting fit. Courtney Lee is one player that Thunder fans have been trying to get forever. I think he's like in an 11-year contract because that thing seems like it never ends. But he has 2 years left, so that'd be interesting. Kent Bazemore, I think this one's doubtful because he's got 2 years left too. Maybe 3, I think 2, because I think that next year's a player option. I don't have it offhand. That would be really, really interesting though. But I think that the Hawks see him as a bit of a veteran presence, a bit of a leader. Wes Matthews. This is my number one. He hasn't really had that much opportunity with the Mavs. I mean, he's had the opportunity. He hasn't had a huge impact on that team. And they got a guy in Luka Doncic who's obviously awesome.
It's money.
They have some young talent that they're going to want to build around. And I tweeted this out the other day, but I think that they probably really regret that Harrison Barnes contract. Like, he just looks in the way. If you watch that team, he's in the way.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward for him.
Yeah, and because he's he wants to be this go-to scorer. No. If he was in his last year of his contract, he would be a guy on this list for me because he'd be interesting to bring into the Thunder if you could get Harrison Barnes on the cheap.
Yeah,
that'd be a really interesting guy.
Bazemore, by the way, is he has this year and then next year has a player option actually.
Okay, that's what I thought.
$18 million.
Wes Matthews, though, this is his last year under contract. If the Mavs don't, 30 games down the road, aren't sniffing the playoffs, he could be a guy that's like, you know what, I'm ready to go to a contender. I'm ready to go to someone that I can play with in the playoffs. He would be pretty awesome off the Thunder's bench, I think.
40% from 3 this year.
Wow, impressive. Taj Gibson would be an interesting one if the Wolves end up sucking. What about this one?
Love Taj.
Ryan Anderson. What do you guys think about this one? All right.
I thought you were going to say words.
No, so I'm trying to process this.
Yeah, you can process and think about
it. He obviously doesn't really fit the idea of the Thunder's defensive identity.
Definitely not.
No, but he does hit
at the same
shots.
time, as long as he hits threes, I think it's a win. Like, you kind of want that because he could play the 4. Like, he's got that stretch 4 ability.
Definitely.
He's going to be terrible on defense, but you can hide him with Steven Adams. So, yeah, I think he can work as long as he hits his shots.
Yeah.
Which, who knows what's going to happen, because it seems like every time someone shows up here, they all of a sudden can't hit threes anymore.
Yeah. That's the thing. If he comes in and doesn't make shots, and it looks really bad.
Yeah.
And then my last one is Iman Shumpert.
I was going to say on Ryan Anderson, if we brought him in, could we gain the ability of hockey subs and just only offense?
He's basically Cantor, but they can shoot outside.
Right.
And I think that's kind of what he is.
So you said Shumpert?
Shumpert would be my last one.
I think he's only good against us, so why have him?
Probably. And I think that based on his performance this year and the Kings' success, he's actually started for them. Yeah. So he's making $11 million.
$11.
I do that all the time.
$11 an hour.
I love it.
$11 million.
He should ask for a raise.
So I think he's tradable. Like, I think that contract's tradable. I think someone might actually trade for him.
They're another team that's going towards the youth movement thing.
Sure.
Stanley from YouTube's got Jonathan Simmons from Orlando.
I don't know if he's a buyout candidate because I think his contract is so tradable. It's like $6 million, and I think next year is non-guaranteed. So I don't know why you'd buy out a guy like that, because I think you can trade him. But if you're looking to deal Abrines, then sure. I think that's something you'll look to. But I think the thing with the Thunder team this year, and we've talked about it a lot, is I think you want to try to avoid losing something to gain something. Like, if you can just add something, this team is good right now. Like, so if you can figure out a way to just add something, maybe use that Melo trade exception for a guy that just is dying to get out of his place.
You talking about for LeBron James?
Maybe you can use LeBron. You think LeBron's a buyout candidate?
Who's no.
Andre Robertson and Justin Drew him.
What you got for old Dre?
Both these things kind of go a little bit hand in hand. They're both very basketball oriented. So, first, I'm getting Dre a ton of notebooks. That's how he learned how to play defense at a high level. Like he had
notebooks?
So he would
Galaxy notes.
He would have notebooks,
paper notebooks
of defensive strategies, like do some offense stuff as well. But like, he would just make extensive notes on like, this is what I need to do in this situation. This is how I cut a guy off driving baseline. That's pretty cool. So the notebooks, and especially since he spent so much time on the bench lately because of this injury, I think it's time to he's probably out of notebooks at this point. So he needs a ton more.
He's been writing this whole time.
And I'm sure he's a really smart guy, so I'm sure he's taking notes about offensive stuff, and maybe he's seeing some things that we're not seeing as just typical fans because he's got that basketball mind. So it would be cool if when he got done to publish that, and then we have the writings of.
I'd buy it.
Ooh, that'd be a cool book.
I'd buy it.
So yeah.
How to play defense.
And then his basketball gift is literally my knee.
Yeah, give it to him.
Well, you're going to take it out of your own
Do
body.
you think he starts moving?
Is your knee the knee that he really wants?
Yeah, I don't know that your knee is the one.
Probably not, but I wanted to show how much I care about Andre Robertson. I am willing to make that sacrifice by giving up my knee, or even both my knees, if that equals one of his knees.
Yeah, I like that.
Put two knees in there. He can bend his leg every which way.
Next is Dennis Schroder. Jason, this is you.
All right.
You got these next two. You got the last two.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to get Schroeder a Thunderheads branded skateboard because he loves skateboarding.
Does he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Brett talked about it in his article on The Athletic.
Oh, yeah, I read that one.
Mm-hmm. See that?
Sorry, I'm busy.
No, it's okay. You got a baby,
I
you
got
know?
a baby.
You don't have to read stuff.
Yeah.
No, so I want him to be able to skateboard some more, but maybe not get injured while he does it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, give him a
lot of knee pads and one of those
elbow pads, knee pads, helmet, everything, body, just
body
a full
armor.
body armor.
Yeah, there it is.
A suit of armor.
A suit of armor.
And then also maybe how you lock into a snowboard. Mm-hmm. Just do that with the
those
skateboard.
feet things, so you can't really fall off.
Makes the skateboarding a little not.
Sounds
fun.
like it'd be hard. Can't do a kickflip.
Yeah, no kickflip.
Or
ollies.
You can't go.
Yeah, those are things we know about skateboarding. I played Tony Hawk.
Same.
And then as far as basketball goes, just a little bit more consistency, because there's just every so often he loses his shot, I feel like, and maybe a little less of a temper,
Ooh.
So
sounds like someone's upset with Dennis.
Well, just his shot has been a little off lately.
What about Russell Westbrook? Go ahead.
So he's German, and you didn't get him Lederhosen, Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah, no, I only did that to
bunch of
TLC because I don't know
beers.
him. Me and Schroeder are best buds.
Pretty tight. That's why he feels comfortable telling him, I want you to have a little more consistency.
Yeah. I'm a little rude on these basketball games. For Russell, we'll start with the basketball gift. It's 3 sessions with that lethal shooting coach, since he apparently stayed up all night one night and figured out what's wrong with the shot.
Yeah.
So let's just have a couple sessions. I think that's all it'll take, and then we'll be back to normal. As far as his gifts, I got him a little gift set. Some Xanax so that he can chill the hell out at home.
Yeah.
Just pop one of those babies, and then you don't have to worry about much.
So you got him some drugs.
Yeah, and then lifetime supply of
doesn't have
PB&Js. Lot of he already probably has those. And a vasectomy, because stop having kids.
Yeah, we need you.
3's enough.
We need you, bud.
Yeah.
Maybe time him out.
Maybe focus on what's important, like basketball.
And our happiness. What? Come on, dude.
God, we are selfish assholes.
Jason is an ass.
Yeah, sure am.
Guys, I don't know that we have time for our other game.
I forgot about it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. It's okay.
Oh, I love that game. I just remembered.
I mean, we can cut something else.
Let's cut the questions.
Cut questions and notes.
Notes again?
What if we just do a couple?
Let's do a couple.
Let's do a
I'll
couple.
start.
Yeah, we don't want to cut notes again.
All right, what are we doing? Explain it to the folks while I
All right, yeah, that's a good idea. All right, so we're just drawing from this little thing. It's a little bowl of Christmas traditions, and we're gonna say if we're in or out on these Christmas traditions. We're just gonna do this real quick.
So I drew gingerbread house. So making a gingerbread house with your family.
Do people do that?
I don't know. I saw it on the internet.
I'm in on gingerbread cookies though.
Ooh,
Love me some
them.
gingerbread.
Very delicious. I've never once in my life made a gingerbread house, and probably I don't know how you do it.
No,
it looks complicated.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, it looks like a lot of money to buy all the supplies.
Yeah.
And then time. Who has it?
Family Christmas cards. What like some
like
photo
you
shoots.
sending, getting your pictures done, putting
I'm
them
out
on a
on
card.
that.
Yeah,
It's
you're
dorky.
definitely out.
It's dorky.
I'm out on it. I don't do it. Probably will have to in the future. But
See, I think that's
now,
what makes it worse when you're
It's 'cause
forced
you have
into
to.
it. Yeah, but like
But
that,
make it fun if you
that's
do it.
the
though.
ultimate. Just like you don't get to decide anything. In your life. Like, that's just
That's
that
correct.
just takes everything, all your pride away.
Traditional Thanksgiving foods on Christmas.
Sure.
I'm kind of against it.
Fair.
My family does like a brisket and stuff.
That's it.
and
Yeah,
some
see,
mashed
I
potato. It's
think that's good. Do something different.
Yeah, because you just had traditional food at Thanksgiving. Have something that's not that.
It is weird. The only time we ever cook full turkeys is Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Turkeys have a great life outside of 2 months of the year. They're like, God, the end of this year is just a pain in
Winter's
the ass.
coming. We got to get out of here.
Guys, it's October.
Yeah.
Let's start getting the hell out of here. if we
Get
can.
down to Mexico.
Um,
No one thinks about that with the wall, where the turkey's going to go to get away from the Americans trying to kill him.
let's see.
What you got there?
That's not fun.
All right.
Screw this one.
Sounds like one
Okay.
Jason put in there.
No, this is one I put in there.
Okay.
Trying to make it to every family event because everyone got divorced and there are 19 Christmases. I am forced to be in on this one because it's my life.
Yeah. I'm out
Everybody
on
else?
it.
Oh.
I'm out on it.
You just don't go?
Well, no, I go, but it's just... God, I don't
it's
love it.
hard.
I don't love rearranging my life and just stressing out about having to make an appearance here when it's just...
Do you even, like, most of the time I feel like I don't even talk to anyone there.
It becomes selfish for the people that host it, in my opinion.
They just want you there.
Yeah,
To
for
be
their
like,
own
yeah, I have
satisfaction.
people.
Yeah,
I had people that came.
Here, I got one. Those weird 1960s Christmas animation movies, like the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman. Where I don't.
The Christmas without Santa Claus.
Yeah,
Those are actually my favorite thing of Christmas.
I like
other
them.
than presents, because
They're weird, but I like them.
love them because they are weird. That's the best part.
Agreed.
Put
One more?
one foot in front of the other.
Got one more?
Oh, I thought that was it.
Is that that's Santa Claus?
That's where
right?
that comes from.
That is.
So, thanks.
Is that the best? There's some creepy.
Oh, they're
parts to that
very
one.
strange.
Because that snowman is real creepy.
Yeah, he's a bit of a creep. Little
total-
pervy.
Totally down with Heat Miser though.
Heat miser, you're losing me.
Heat Miser, Snow Miser. That's one of the.
There's a band called
one
Heat
of those.
Miser, I know.
But they stole that from that movie.
Here's a movie for you guys. The Santa Claus.
With Tim Allen.
I like it.
It's a good
Good
one.
film.
It's a good one.
Okay, you have to have all of them together.
No.
You don't just get. You don't just get one. You
I've
have to
never
have all
seen
of them.
any other
Yeah, I
ones,
don't
so
think
I'm
I
only
either.
sticking with the original.
Yeah, the
Are they
sequels. The sequels are.
They seem like
okay.
they'd be terrible.
What do you even do in those?
Is he just still Santa Claus?
Well, there's one where.
And
Like,
then what's the fun?
There's one where he has to get married, or like else he doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's just a lot of particulars with it.
Let's hit these notes.
Oh.
I'm sorry about the questions. I know that we should have got to them. Oh my gosh. But we appreciate all.
We'll
of
get them next time.
We will. We'll carry them over.
Well, that wasn't what you want. Please hold.
What did we get Thunderheads for Christmas? A new producer.
Oh.
No! I'm kidding, buddy. I love you.
It's fine.
I like how we've just slowly like pulled further and further away from the microphones every time we do notes. Like I feel like we were at first
People's
we were
ears
all
are
up
at
here. Now we're all like back here doing notes.
Yeah.
People's ears are at stake,
yeah.
you know? It's
Russell
painful.
Westbrook has passed Kobe Bryant for 30th on the all-time assists list.
Woo!
Impressive.
Yeah.
It's crazy he's only at 30. I kind of
Yeah, I
expected
kinda
him to
would
be
be higher.
ahead of that.
When they said Kobe, I was like, well,
Kobe played for a long time.
a lot of years.
The NBA has partnered with Google to power All-Star Game voting process this season, allowing fans for the first time to choose selections on Google during the voting period of December 25th to January 21st. By the way, All-Star voting starts tomorrow on
So
December
get
25th.
your votes in.
Get him in. Steven Adams for sure. We got to start voting for him, man. I know.
This needs to be a movement that starts happening.
I know.
Everyone
the New
vote
Zealand
for
crowd.
Steve.
Yeah, the New Zealand crowd will be there. I'm sure the Australian crowd will be there a little bit too when it comes to that. Do they like Steven Adams? I like Steven Adams, right?
Everybody does. Who doesn't?
Yeah, that's true. Everyone likes Steven
Draymond
Adams.
Green doesn't.
But for sure, Paul
No one
George
cares
and
about
for
him.
sure Russell Westbrook. Let's just get on it. We got to be good this year. The Thunder picked up Billy Donovan's option for the 2019-20 season.
Congrats, coach.
Per Woj, Donovan is the 4th winningest coach in the same time over his with the same team over his 4 years, behind Kerr, Popovich, and Stevens.
That's
Pretty
good
damn
company.
impressive.
It is because it's not like that. It's not like the Thunder have been winning like a ridiculous. Like, I think you can make a case it's been a little disappointing at times.
Yeah. But what's crazy is also those 3 coaches get so much credit for everything and not old Bill boy.
That's true. That's a really, really good point. And this
I tried to make those.
this is something we haven't had a chance to talk about. But it's cool. Like I'm happy for Billy. I am.
Agreed.
Dave Yeager called the Kings Marvin Bagley, De'Aaron Fox duo the next Durant Westbrook.
He's drunk.
Right?
What?
I don't.
No.
I guess I see it a little bit in De'Aaron Fox.
He's good.
Bagley's coming off the bench for you.
Yeah.
Is he supposed to be Durant?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
The Indiana Pacers have added a jersey sponsor, and that now leaves the Thunder as the only team without a jersey
I like
sponsor.
it. You think we're going to keep this going?
I think it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, I mean, but I would like to at least finish out the season without one. That'd
Agreed.
be cool.
Who's it going to be, though?
Loves.
Loves?
I think
Probably
it's
Loves or Sonic. But Sonic got bought by Arby's or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like that Loves logo will look terrible on a jersey,
Yeah,
though.
it's not what you want.
You could just do the heart.
For those outside of Oklahoma, Loves is just a convenience store that
Big old truck
from
stop.
Oklahoma. Yeah, it's a big truck
Big
stop.
old truck stop.
Convenience store chain all over Oklahoma. Is it in any
It's
other
in other
states?
places.
Oh
A
yeah,
couple.
it's all over the country.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, they've got locations. I think in most of the contiguous United States. I think like maybe the Northeast and like somewhere else they don't really stretch into, but pretty much most of the country.
I loves that.
Also, I went to high school with one of the Loves.
Oh, really?
There's
Were they cool or not cool?
He wasn't bad. he didn't really talk to me.
Oh,
I
that's
wasn't.
because Loves.
I wasn't cool
Like
in high
Dad
school.
Mr.
I
Loves.
played baseball in high school. Like
that makes you
I-
cool, right?
no, well, if you're Andrew Bose or
You're good at it.
whatever.
He brings up the exact guy's name.
Oh yeah, he's
If
fr-
you're him, but
yeah, well,
Gets
he
all
was,
the
he was
chicks.
good. Should have gone and played.
I'm out there in
golf, but-
center field, you know.
Paul
what you think?
George's odds to win the MVP award are currently 100 to 1.
Get your bets in, people.
Right? That's crazy. Like he's
We
just,
should create a pool and all bet on it.
what do you mean?
We pool all of the people's monies together, and then we bet on it together, and then we disperse it amongst
The
the
winnings.
folks, or we keep it.
Yeah, we just pocket. Yeah, we placed the bet.
Thanks, guys.
We placed the bet. We did. We just pocket it. Oh, hey, we got to do this.
Oh Jesus!
I
Basket
know.
of balls.
We got to do it real quick. Does anyone have the standings up? Because I don't.
Nope.
No.
You got to shake it.
Real quick basket of balls here, people.
What are we doing here? Someone explain the rules to the crowd.
So basically what we do is every week we pick a ball out of this bucket,
Yeah.
and that ball has a team on it or some random other thing, and that is our record for the week. And then over the whole month, we take those records and compile them, and whoever wins has to face a harsh
So
punishment.
whoever loses has to face the punishment.
That's what I meant.
Whoever wins
the winner
gets to pick the punishment.
picks the punishment.
Right now, the standings are I'm in first in a surprising turn of
Since
events.
you're so terrible at it, it's
At-
very
At
surprising.
6 and 3, Rob's in second, 4 and 3. Jason's at 4 and 5. Justin's at 3 and 6. And last,
How
who's
the tables have turned.
Portland
You
Trailblazers.
sticking?
I'll stick with it.
All right.
I got to draw for Rob.
Drawn for Bobby Boy.
It was those damn NFL teams with birds.
Yeah,
as
that really
mascots
screwed us.
Winless
screwed me.
week.
Oh! He can't put it back.
Are you sure?
I don't think you can with those, right?
Yeah, you can.
You
I
can?
think he can.
Okay.
I think he can.
That's-
I like the thought, though.
You shouldn't be able to put that back, because who wouldn't put it back?
I just think maybe he
But if you get it
wasn't.
as the second one,
Yeah.
ugh, bummer.
NFL teams with
Oh,
birds
no!
as mascots.
Oh,
This-
winless
you're
week.
screwed- and this is the last one that it can be.
That's also basically a winless week.
Oh, yeah, because it's week 17, right? I guess you could do it in the playoffs, unless none of them make the playoffs. I don't know how that works.
The Seahawks are.
The Indiana Pacers, and I will keep that.
It's a good keep. It's a good keep. And Justin. This is good stuff.
Love it.
Magic.
Right back in that bucket.
Hold on, let me shake it.
Yeah, shake it some more first. Get the magic again, like
Peeking
I
at
had
your
to.
Christmas presents.
The New York Rangers, who are terrible, but they are my favorite team.
Congratulations.
All right. So to recap, I got the Trailblazers. Rob got NFL teams with birds as mascots. Jason, you got the Indiana Pacers.
That's right.
And Justin got the
New York Rangers. That's a
Rangers.
hockey
Let's
team.
go Rangers.
You guys who don't know what hockey is, like me.
Thanks everyone for tuning in today, man. This was fun. Happy holidays to everyone out there and your families and your friends, and just appreciate you guys supporting us throughout the entire year. I don't know. It's been awesome, and I just want to say thanks to everyone on behalf of all of us. We grew a lot this year.
It's been fun.
And we're not going to actually see them until 2019.
That's right. That's crazy.
It's pretty crazy. Thanks to Opolis Clothing for just keeping us clothed. We talk about them a lot, but seriously, go check them out. They have the best Thunder gear around. And just FYI, they do custom printing. So if you want to if you're around Oklahoma City, and you want to do some custom printing, send it to them. They do the best job.
Hats, backpacks,
right?
Whatever you want.
And it doesn't have to be Thunder, OU, OSU. They'll do whatever.
And they do designing too.
Right.
So you can just tell them a concept and they'll put it on there for you.
Exactly.
It's pretty incredible.
Thanks to Scissors and Scotch. They do good haircuts. Just ask Steve and Abrines after we got them
That's
the
right.
gifts. Woo! Go there, get your cut. They got whiskey tasting events. You can do a lot of things there, man. Good drinks. Just a cool place. What do we have coming up? Houston
on Christmas.
Phoenix,
that's a win.
and then the
hopefully.
Mavs, back to back against the Mavs on
Gotta get that venge.
We are taking the week off. No show this week, but we're gonna do some Aftershock, so we'll be there. But we won't see you guys until 2019. So get us out of here, Justin.
Giddy up, Jingle Horse. Pick up your feet.
All right.
See you guys next year. Thunder up.
Manny. It's a little way, bro.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
God.
falling.
He doesn't.